Stephen Dorsey from Palace to the Core, and today I'm talking about the game against West Ham. Now, West Ham haven't had that bad over the last few games. They played okay, so I was a little bit concerned that we might have a bit of an issue playing them as we did at Selhurst Park. However, things didn't turn out as badly as I feared, but let's get into the lineups first. You had Johnson at the back. He's keeping Gaeta out of the number one spot at the moment. You then had Ward, Anderson, Gagey, and Mitchell. So he was Ward was back in his position, replacing Richards. We then had Eze, Doucouré, and Schlupp in the middle, and then Elise, Ayew, and Zaha up front. Zaha was Roy Hodgson said that Zaha was fit to be included in the squad, and he was actually lined up when the kickoff happened. So that was great to see him back, and he certainly did have an impact on the game. First half, I thought we were playing the ball around really well. I thought that West Ham seemed to be a little bit slow at the beginning. They didn't seem to be quite with it, and it's a little bit standoffish, a little bit perhaps a little bit nervous, a little bit apprehensive. Whereas we were quite forward and quite energetic in our play and things like this, which is something that I thought was missing a little bit against Wolves. We were actually a little bit on the front foot, a little bit, harrying. Harrying was really good. Our closing down and our getting in the opposition's face when they had the ball and trying to get the ball off them. I thought that was really good in this particular game. I thought we played that really well, and so we were playing the ball really well through the middle and getting onto the opposition's half and creating a few opportunities here and there. And so as the first half went on, I actually thought that we were doing quite well. However, against the run of play, there was a corner, and West Ham scored, which was it was a little bit of shall we say, a little bit of a fumbled goal, but it was one of those that we didn't really mark it incredibly well, and they went in 1-0 up. Of course, it was against the run of play. We were playing really well, and then just after that, we got a goal back at the 15 minutes from Jordan Ayew. Now it was a really good ball in, and Jordan Ayew just ran onto it and then clipped it with his right foot into the bottom corner. Great to see him scoring again, and I have to say he had a really good game, but I'll come back to that in a little while. So, that came back as 1-1. It was quite quickly, actually. They scored on 9 minutes, we scored on 15 minutes, so it was a pretty good response to their goal, which was great to see. And our heads didn't drop. We were still fighting, we were still putting balls in, we were still making things trying to happen and stuff like that. So I thought that was very good. We seemed to be full of confidence. And then as things progressed, it actually got a lot better for us, because on 20 minutes, Wilfried Zaha got on the score sheet. It was a cross that came in, and it was headed away, and then he kind of kicked it into the goal. It was a little bit kind of like a side foot half volley, you should say, into the back of the net, which is fantastic. It was great to see him scoring his goal back on his first game since his injury, and putting us 2-1 up. And so at that point, we'd been 1-0 down. All of a sudden, within the space of 20 minutes, we were 2-1 up, which was great to see. And it was the way that we were playing that I was really impressed with. The fact that we were going forward, we were closing down really well, we were harrying West Ham really well, and then when we had the ball, we were passing it quite well. Nice fluid movement here and there, fairly quick on the front foot, so didn't give West Ham time, too much time to set or to have players marking us. So I thought that was a much improved situation for us. And then on 30 minutes, Jeffrey Schlupp got a goal. Now this was a pass out to the defender, and the West Ham defender made a bit of a hash of it, and Schlupp got in on goal and put a lovely ball through the goalkeeper's legs into the back of the net. So that was great. It's great to see him scoring as well. He was also very instrumental in this game. And this is the way it was going. It was very ebbing and flowing at times. Although we had a huge amount of possession, and we were playing really well. There was this thing in the back of my mind that things could, West Ham could have another goal in them. And on 35 minutes, they certainly did. It was Antonio, and it was another corner, which this time came in, and Doucouré was, well, he was ball watching a little bit, really. And Antonio had a free header on goal. That made it 3-2. We were, well, it wasn't good for the nerves, I should say, but it was good from the entertainment point of view. And that's how it went in at half time, with us being 3-2 up. And I have to say, it was one of those games where I kind of didn't want the first half to finish. I thought that we could have come out And you know, if we'd have stayed out a little bit longer, we might have even enjoyed a little bit more possession, a little bit, maybe even another goal or two. It's one of those things where you think, if the first half ends, are we going to be able to recreate it back in the second half? Second half started, and West Ham were a little bit more on the front foot, should we say. They started off a little bit better than we did, but pretty soon we got our grip back on the game, and we were playing the ball through really well. Our midfield was really effective at passing the ball from front to back and retaining the ball and stopping the ball coming forward, breaking up the play, and then playing on again to our forwards. They were very good at that. And on 66 minutes, Eze went through on goal and was pulled back, and a penalty was awarded, which he took, and he was very cool, calm, and collected when he did take it, and sent the keeper the wrong way to make it 4-2. Now, at that point, I was thinking, well, hopefully this is going to be the end of it, because we still had a few minutes, well, we still had about 20 minutes left of the game to go, and I didn't really want any more surprises. But they did unfortunately get another goal back, and it was another corner, and this time it was Aguerd that got the goal. And again, it was there was a lots of bodies in the box. This is one of the things in this game that struck me about the corners. They were pumping the box full of players. Our players are in there, West Ham's players were in there, and so these things, the ball was just going to bounce off of people, and I think actually it kind of just squirmed into the back of the net rather than any kind of decisive um, attempt to get it in the back of the net. But it did go in the back of the net, and that made it 4-3. So it made it for a little bit of a tense last few minutes of the game, but we managed to hold on, and we managed to get the win 4-3. So I was really pleased that we got the win. Obviously, it was one of those things where I think that attacking wise we were very good. I thought we played really well. Um, Defensively, I thought if it wasn't outside of the corners, I thought we didn't defend that badly. I thought we were pretty good in terms of defending. But corner wise, I think we do need to work on those. We were pretty bad from corners, and it's a good thing that West Ham didn't get more corners than they did, because I think it could easily have been more goals. Our defending from corners was pretty woeful. So from that point of view, a bit disappointing, but certainly from an attacking point of view, I thought we worked really well. Roy had them all out there. He had Eze, Elise, Zaha, and Ayew, and they all performed really well. I thought Ayew had a fantastic game again. He was, he was coming for the ball, coming deep for the ball with his back to goal, and then playing players on, or he was spinning and they were playing the ball into him. So I thought he had a really good game, capped it off with a really good goal as well. Doucouré was a rock in the middle. He was breaking up play and putting in little balls as well. He was playing incredibly well. Schlupp played well in the midfield as well. So, and Eze and Elise were doing what they always do, and they were doing little passes and things like this, and trying to run at players and get involved and things like this. So I think it was overall a very good team performance. I don't think there was anybody part of the team that was bad. Obviously, defending wise for corners, it wasn't very good, but I think as a team playing forward, we were very good. I can't really see any negatives to it myself. I think perhaps Ward was a little bit slow again, but in general terms, I probably would have wanted to see Richards in there again, but maybe there's a reason he isn't. But I thought it was actually pretty good. Zaha went off after about 80 minutes, which I don't think he was very pleased about, but I'm guessing the medical team wanted to make sure that he was still going to be okay, and didn't want him to get overexert, wear himself out, and then perhaps tug his muscles again that he had the injury with. He did go down with a quite nasty knock on the knee, which was a bit of a concern for a little while, but he got up and managed to walk it off, which was good. So overall, I was really pleased with the game. I thought that we played well. Defensively from corners, I think we were bad, but in general terms, I think there was a lot of positives there, and hopefully we can build on this and build some strength into our corners, and then we'll be looking good. It's going to be a tough games coming forward. Obviously, we've got Tottenham and Nottingham Forest and playing and teams like that, so it's going to be hard. We're playing teams who are going to be fighting for survival. Tottenham, Tottenham haven't been playing incredibly well themselves, but they are very tenacious, and I think that could be another high scoring game if we're not too careful. So let me have your opinions on the game, whether you think it was a good game or not, or whether you think there was any particular issues that you had with it. And of course, always don't forget to subscribe for more Crystal Palace.